Mo, this is the follow-up that you've been waiting for. You said that the McDonald's employees were going to keep getting paid from McDonald's HQ. Over 80% of the McDonald's in Russia corporate-owned.
Right.
Over 80% is important. It's a key number right there. Because Putin is now suggesting, according to this report, I presume this is a rumor of sorts, suggesting that he'll just open McDonald's. Putin's McDonald's. Putin Donald's.
And McDonald's going to be okay with this?
Well, what's McDonald's going to do? They're going to call up the sniper?
Oh, like he's going to change the name?
He makes the rules. We're talking about trademarks?
Yeah.
How are they going to go over there and defend their trademark? What are they going to do, sue him?
Okay, yeah, I guess if guy's breaking all rules, he can break whatever he wants. But...
Putin may reopen McDonald's in Russia by lifting trademark restrictions. Wouldn't that be terrifying? Would you be...
Oh, he's just changing the law then for trademark.
Yes.
Oh.
So now the customer goes into the McDonald's, they look around, they're like, something's a little off. And you see Putin in the back with the hat on.
He's taking your order?
Can I get a McDouble?
Man. You're like, why is the cashier an oligarch?
Oligarch.
Oh my God. McDonald's fast food restaurants in Russia may open again against the corporate. Sometimes you got to have, you got to lighten the load. You got to lighten the load. It's funny. You picture these knockoff McDonald's. Yeah. He just goes in. He's like, no, you're open. You're open. I don't care about trademarks. I don't care about logos. You're open. And they're like, but we're running out of supplies on the Happy Meal. He's like, I don't care. You get the Putin meal now.
So how does that work with the supplies?
Well, they would have to change the suppliers to Russian suppliers. They wouldn't be able to get the packaging, presumably, or he would go probably to the companies that were currently responsible for these things and say, no, we're going to keep having a deal here. You're going to keep printing those Happy Meal boxes.
That just makes everything so much more complicated.
Of course. On Tuesday, McDonald's announced it would close all of its 847 locations in Russia, but would continue to pay its 62,000 employees. Russia has effectively legalized patent theft from anyone affiliated with countries unfriendly to it. This is the recent development. Declaring that unauthorized use will not be compensated. The decree issued last week illustrates the economic war waged around Russia's invasion of Ukraine as the West levies sanctions and pulls away from Russia's huge oil and gas industry. Russian officials have also raised the possibility of lifting restrictions on some trademarks, according to state media, which could allow continued use of brands such as McDonald's that are withdrawn from Russia. It's another example of how Putin has forever changed the relationship that Russia will have with the world. Isn't that so strange, though, how your relationship with McDonald's requires a corporate component? In other words, you like knowing that McDonald's head office has something to do with the McDonald's that you're entering?
Right, like it
starts with the name.
Regulated and controlled a little bit, yeah.
It starts with the name, but then once you're in there, you're like, wait. And how creepy or uncanny it would be to be in a knockoff McDonald's with no correlation to head office, aiming to mimic the corporate experience of McDonald's.
And everything just tastes a little off.
It's a little different. They're slightly different suppliers. They're like, the fries are a little, something going on there. Because one of the things about franchises in general, like the idea of Coca-Cola, let's say, is that no matter where you are in the world, you can get it. And it's going to be a similar experience.
Right.
It brings comfort to tourists. Now, I'm not necessarily one of these tourists. I don't mind. I would rather actually most times have the local food.
Right, yeah.
But it is a comforting thing, I think, when you see some brands that you recognize when you're in a foreign land.
Yeah. McDonald's really must have made an impact that Putin's doing something about it.
Well, I would think that people would start to complain about it. I was listening to some intercepted phone calls between Russian soldiers and their families, and I didn't intercept them myself.
You're intercepting the phone calls.
I had nothing to do with the interception aspect.
Okay.
But These have been posted on social media for whatever that's worth. It's very difficult to verify. But anyway, in these phone calls, you hear these soldiers talking about these products being removed from Russia, specifically Coca-Cola. They go, no more Coca-Cola. They're talking to people back in Russia. I can't believe it. So at some point, it does.
Yeah,
It's a shock to the system. It's like, whoa, no more Coca-Cola and no more McDonald's and maybe no more whatever. I mean, whatever it is. Like I was saying previously, it's like things keep getting eliminated or affected or impacted until something touches everyone
Exactly.
at some point.
Yeah.